This is Amy Chan from CakeDecoratingSchool.com, and if you like cake decorating, you're in the right place. If you're interested in any of the products in this video, you can check the links in the description. In this video, we're going to be talking about the basics of cookie decorating and some of the materials and equipment we use. The first thing we're going to talk about is the food coloring we use. We typically use liquid gel food coloring to color our royal icing, and Chef Master is a brand we love. Right? Second is our royal icing. We make it with meringue powder, and we make two consistencies. Our stiff that we use for outlines and details, which you can see holds its shape and holds nice peaks and spikes. It's what you'd use if you're building, say, a gingerbread house. And second, a looser version that's just the stiff with a little more water added that if my bag will cooperate, you'll see comes out nice and loose, right? And it forms a nice water droplet style mound. It's important when you're working with royal icing, it's not too runny. It'll go all over the place, right? I'm going to use my stiff to outline my cookies, and that'll keep the loose stuff in place. And I always recommend outlining stuff if you're just beginning, because it can be hard to begin with to concentrate on controlling that looser frosting. And then once they've had a little chance to set up, I'm going to go in and fill in with my looser frosting. And I'm making some little mountain cookie favors, so I'm just going to fill in the layers of color one at a time. So I'm going to start with my dark blue down at the bottom. And I'm just going to make sure that I'm piping it right next to that line. That means when you have to spread it out, you don't have to push it against that line, which will take a lot of work. You can go ahead and then pipe a nice amount in the middle, and I can either use the tip or, if it's a bigger area, an offset spatula. I like the tapered ones for cookies. They're really nice for spreading it out and getting into little areas, nooks, corners, and crannies. And what you want when you're decorating cookies is a nice kind of water droplet mounded shape. You can see how it's kind of rounded at the edge. That's perfect. If it's too thin or too sparse on the frosting, it'll affect the way it dries. And you might get a look that looks like kind of a dusty chalkboard effect on top. So not necessarily desired. So typically when I'm working, I go through and do all one color and then go back and do the next color once it's had a little time to set up. And that'll make it easier to pipe colors next to each other, because you don't have to worry as much about disturbing the first color you've piped. And to begin with, I like to stick to simple designs so that they're easy to execute. And you don't have to worry too much about being exact or precise. So I'm finishing these up at the top with some light blue. And you just want to check your work, make sure that it's all right up against the border. There's no gaps or bubbles. If there's any large air bubbles, which I unfortunately don't have to show you, you can always pop them with a toothpick, and that'll keep them from rising to the surface and bursting as it dries. That'll leave you potentially with a little void or a little shadow. But these are all ready to go. I'm going to let them sit and dry, and then I'm going to finish them off with a few clouds and a cute little monogram. If you enjoyed this video and you like more about cake decorating, materials and equipment we use, or just ideas about cake decorating itself, you can follow us on Insta or YouTube at Cake Decorating School. If you're interested in yearly membership and what it entails, you can go to www.cakedecoratingSchool.com for more information. And if you're interested in any of the equipment or materials we used in this video, you can check the links in the description.